Hey everybody, it's Curtis with Everything Ham Radio. Today we're going to be talking about youth in the hobby. So let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Everything Ham Radio. My name is Curtis. My call sign is Kilo 5 Charlie Lima Mike. And like I said, today we're going to be talking about youth in the hobby. But before we get into that, please make sure you click on that subscribe button down in the bottom right hand corner, or maybe it's this way, whichever way it is. Anyways, click on that subscribe button and make sure you click on the bell icon as well so you get notifications on when I publish a new video. So today, I've talked about things before about how this hobby tends to be on the decline as far as new, young, fresh blood is concerned. Yes, there's people that are older that are coming into the hobby. Yes, there is people that have been hams for a long time. I myself have been a ham since I was 15 years old, and I'm 40 now. So this past July, I passed my 25 years. So I've been a ham for quite a while, and I'm an amateur extra. But a lot of times I see pictures of different ham club meetings, like some of these I'm showing you here on the screen now, that are predominantly older generation. There's a lot of people that, they're the average age, I think, according to the study that I talked about here a few months ago. The average age is like 45 and above. Better than 50% of it is 45 or above. So it really concerns me that there's a lack of youth in the hobby. Like I said, I got mine when I was 15, and when I got mine, there was probably like 10 of us, I think, that got our license at the same time. And, we would hang out on the repeater, we would hang out on Simplex, we would do different things. And as we grew up, we kind of, grew apart and went our separate ways and did our different things. Some of us are still in the hobby, some of us aren't. There's several people that got their license sometime around when I did, and they don't have their license anymore. They let it lapse, which unfortunately is a shame because it doesn't cost anything to renew your license. Okay, yeah, you might not use it very much, you might not use it at all, but it's easy to renew. A couple of clicks on the FCC database, and you're golden for another 10 years. But, it's like, I don't know why it's so hard for some people to get youth involved in this hobby. Yes, there are times when the youth is not going to want to, or, they don't think that it's cool enough, or, something along those lines. They got cell phones, they got games, they have the internet, and they can do all this stuff on there that they can do on ham radio. But it's like, why not try to talk to them into spreading their wings a little bit and getting their feet wet in HF, in digital communications, in DIY stuff, in building things, in satellite communications. And, there's so many aspects of this hobby that are cool that you can do very easily, and it's something that should pique anybody's interest, whether you are 15 years old or whether you are 75 years old. This hobby is a hobby of hobbies, so to speak. And there's so much that you can do that there should be something in there that a youth will enjoy. And even if it's not so much of a radio in your hand or something like that, there's still aspects of it. Just the camaraderie of knowing that you're talking to another ham, or that you're both have the same thing that you can talk about. It's if nothing else, it's a conversation starter. As I was looking around last month, I was asked to do the video for my local youth net, and I got to looking around. There's actually a couple clubs that are predominantly youth. The first one is the Yacht Club, and it's the Young Amateur Communications Ham Team, I think is what it's called. And I'll leave a link in the description below to their website. But they have an Echolink node that you can get on with your phone, so you don't even need a radio. You can get on Echolink on your phone and check into their weekly nets, which is on Saturday night. They have several other little like semi-organized chat times. I think one of them is like on Tuesday evenings at like 6 o'clock Eastern time, I want to say, or something like that. That they get on and they just talk. The Yacht Club, it has, I want to say, something around the neighborhood of like 500 members or something like that. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but it's quite a few members, and it's from all over the world. And their nets, yes, they don't have the 500 members checking on their nets. There's typically around 30 people, which is, is still pretty good. Their nets on Saturday night, and kids, especially late teens, don't necessarily want to be doing radio on a Saturday night. They'd rather be out doing something, but still, it's a neat little thing, and it gets them on the radio, and it gets them talking to their hams, especially the young hams, and it's a great little camaraderie type thing to do. Now, I'm going to leave a description or leave information in the description for the Yacht Club and the other ones that I'm going to be talking about here in just a second. And there will be more information on my blog as well at everythinghamradio.com. But, getting people interested in this is a really neat thing. There is also a group called Young Amateur Radio Club. It's YARC. That one of my good friends, November 0 Sierra Sierra Charlie Sterling, is involved with. And it has a lot of the same things as well. I don't know how many members it has, but it has quite a few. And it has a Discord server. And for those of you that don't know what a Discord thing is, Discord is a it's a program where you can do voice, you can do text, you can send pictures, you can talk back and forth, and just communicate. And it's not on amateur radio at all, not like Echolink. Echolink, you have to have a license to do it. On the Discord server, you don't. So you can talk about other things. You can talk about things that aren't ham radio related. You can talk about things that are school related. Need help with math problems or whatever. And it also allows for notifications to be sent out. So like if there's like when I was doing the video for the local YouthNet here, there was a message that was sent out. Asking people to come and check onto the net. So it made it really nice as far as communicating goes, because you can send out those alerts, and they come to your phone, and they come to your computer, and say, hey, this is going on, let's go do this. So these two clubs, like I said, are predominantly youth. There is some adults that are involved in it as well. They're there with Elmering. And for helping out to run the club, to help out with different things and such like that. But, it's like these two clubs are at the forefront of youth in the hobby. Getting people involved in things, getting other kids talking together and learning stuff. I recently saw a thing about youth on the air. And I'm thinking about doing another video here maybe next week about it. But they have a Youth on the Air organization, and I think it's more along the lines in other areas other than the U.S. But they have a annual camp out type thing, I guess you could say. And this year it was in Belgium, and youth from around the world came to this function, this like week long camp out or something, and discussed things, discussed circuits, and discussed radio building, and discussed team building, and stuff like that. So it was a really neat thing. And like I said, I'll talk more about it in a later video, but I wanted to kind of get like a general overview of youth in the hobby and what's going on with them. So if you have a kid or you have a youth that you want to get a little bit more involved in the hobby, make sure you check out these two groups, the Yacht Club and the Young Amateur Radio Club. Both of them are great resources to get your child involved in ham radio. Mine, unfortunately, are 3, 4, and 5, and is way too young for them. In a couple years, I'll probably start hitting them up to say, "Hey, you wanna come out with Daddy and talk on the radio and get your license?" And that is in the works, and hopefully at the time I can get my wife to do it as well. But like I said, that is something that I have planned, and it's something that you can have planned too. So if you have kids, or if you already have a youth that has his license, check out these two groups, and the membership is free, and it gets them involved with other young amateur radio operators as well. So, like I said, tune in next time. We're going to be talking about the Youth on the Air program and what it's all about and how you can get involved with that. But in the meantime, check out these two videos over here that I have linked, and we'll see you later. So, 73, y'all.